Hello and welcome to a video on how to use Mendeley. Mendeley is a citation manager, but it can also do a number of other things, and it makes it very easy to write papers where you then want to add references to material. And it will take those, it will put them in, it will manage them, it will format them all for you. So the first thing you have to do is find the program and download it. So I've gone to the Google here on my web browser. You then type in Mendeley, and it goes you to this. So click on Download Mendeley here. You'll see a Google page here, and you click on Download Mendeley Desktop, and you go here, and then you'll have various choices. It has detected my system is Mac, and it says Download for Mac, but there's also a Mendeley Desktop for Linux, and there's a Mendeley Desktop for Windows. I'm going to click on Download Mendeley Desktop for Mac OS X, and it begins to download, and it will take a few seconds while it does this. Once it is downloaded, what we're going to do is we're going to open it up, and then we're going to install it on the desktop. Okay, that is now downloaded, so I'll click on it, and it opens up. And there it is, and basically all you need to do is drag and drop it, and it will then copy it to your desktop. Right. Once it's copied, you can then go to the Applications folder and look for it, and here it is, Mendeley Desktop. You just double click it to open it up. And here is the desktop in front of you. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to install the plugins. Now, if you click on the Tools menu up here and you look, you'll see that you can install a web importer, and that can be very useful for your browser. I encourage you to do that. You can install an MS Word plugin, and you can also install a LibreOffice plugin. Now, the applications cannot be open while you're doing this, so make sure that they're closed, then install the plugins. Right. When you install the plugin, you will find, if you open up a document, I'll open up a new text document for LibreOffice, which is the word processor I happen to use, you will see it adds a whole series of buttons to your menu bar. If you install it on Microsoft Word, and I will open up that program for a second and show you where those are. And with Microsoft Word, click on the References tab, you'll see all the same choices. And it happens to have quite a few more choices than LibreOffice, but you can use what you like. Either one, it works. I'm going to show you how to use it in LibreOffice, but using it in Word is very similar. Okay, so now, that is how you install it and how you install the Word plugin. So how do you find info? Let's go back to Mendeley, and you'll see here up at the top there's this literature search button. If you click on that, and if we say, is milk, raw milk, safe to drink, which is one of the options you can use if you're interested in that, and you click, it will then search, and all sorts of information will come up. You can then click on these and check and see if it's actually giving you something that you think is legitimate, and it looks like the text is fine. You can then say, save reference. If you then go to recently added, you'll see that that has now been added directly to your Mendeley desktop. Another powerful thing about the search is it actually has some pretty advanced features. One of the ones I find really nifty is that you can go up to this little menu in the search box, and if you click on the little drop-down triangle, you can choose things. So let's say we want to search for something, we're going to look for an author, and I'll put in Roberts. Now if I did that, there's lots of Roberts, and I get all sorts of stuff I wasn't interested in. But the Roberts I'm interested in has done a lot with nitrogen fixation. So we're going to type and then nitrogen fixation, and then hit return. And a whole bunch of stuff comes up. And if you look at each of these, they have a Roberts author in them. So this is actually really useful if you want to narrow your search. And you can do it in a number of ways. Again, you can do author, titles, publications, year, whether it's open access or not. So this is a very powerful and useful feature. If you're searching for a document within, so there's all your documents, right? If you're you want to find a citation that you know is in here, and let's say it's on irritable bowel syndrome, you can see it searches through your whole library and you can find what you're interested in. Okay, so there's lots of different functions. You can make folders and organize things by folders, etc., etc. So it's very useful. There's, again, literature search, and you can search over here, and you can also search within your recently added stuff by going up to this search box, or basically all your documents. All right, so that's a little bit of how to use Mendeley. As you use it more, you get more used to it, and there's all sorts of help. If you go to the help menu, you can go to the Mendeley website, and there's references on how to use it. Okay, so now you're writing your document. Let's switch to LibreOffice. You have a document here. You're talking about the origin of life, and you have a reference that has thought about how to define life, and you want to add that. So you go in, you find the point that you want to be at. Here it is in the text, and you click on Insert Citation. And then you just type the author. And in this case, the author is Benner, right? And then you hit OK. And you'll see that what Mendeley did is it searched through all of your references and found anything that referenced Benner. Now, you can also do this by any kind of keyword. It'll search through all your things. So if you say life, lots of stuff is going to come up, and you'll see that Benner is one of the first ones because it's in the title, but you'll see there's lots of other ones that mention life. I just happen to know I want to put Benner in there, and you hit OK. Now that you're all done, let's say you've completed writing your document, you have all your references in, and you want to add a bibliography. So we're going to add that to the end of the document. So we scroll to the end, click, and we're going to say, type in here, citations, hit return, and then we say insert bibliography. And there it is. Everything's inserted and formatted for you in the style that you've chosen. And if you want, you can click on here and choose citation style. I've chosen the American Society for Microbiology style. That's an excellent one. That's the one we're going to use. I'm going to use here. And you'll see that it's formatted all my citation. It's ready to go. Now the font's huge, so I don't like that. So I'm going to go back here, select it all, and you can see that I can actually change the formatting. So I can change it to match the document, and I'm all done. Well, let's say, oops, I forgot to add a citation. I wanted to add a citation to right here. And I wanted to talk about how it's hot and gaseous and asteroids and etc. So if we go back, and here's where my citation goes, and I want to insert that citation, and we say asteroid. Okay, there it is. That's the one I want to insert. I click it, it puts it in, and we want to now change this. And you'll notice it's already added that citation to the end. So it keeps this as dynamic, and it keeps it up to date as you go through. You can then save that document, print it out, and you're all done. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you have fun using Mendeley.